continuation of looking at the American flamingo. This time we are given some different information. We are given that the triangle, let me try to draw it out for us. We have a triangle FHG. It has an acute angle at point H, 17 degrees. We are also given that angle DCG is 90 degrees. We are told to first create triangle DFG. You can do that in the sketch pad with the flamingo, or you can also do that on the geometry tool using the construct and your polygon tool. I am going to use the sketch pad. I feel like it's just slightly bit easier. Let me change my color. I'm going to go to green. If I create triangle, DFG, that triangle is now in green. We are given that DG is 3.9 inches. The DG is 3.9. And we are trying to find the distance of FG. So one thing you can notice here, that actually is going to, well, first let's use the polygon tool and do the same thing in the geometry sketch pad. So use the polygon tool. I'm going to click my point D, then point F, then point G, and then back up to point D. All right, so now we have a triangle drawn. We want to figure out what this angle of D is, angle FDG is, so that we can properly characterize or describe our triangle so we know what rules we can use and what rules we can't use, okay? Let's go in, we'll try to find all of our angles. So let's do DF, D, and then G. We find that's 90 degrees, so we are working with a right triangle. That is also 90, a right triangle. All right, now let's look at angle DFG of 45 degrees. And by what we know about triangles, that also means the angle FGD is also 45 degrees. So then we know we can use, since those, one second. All right, so since we know this is a right triangle and that both of the acute angles within our triangle are the same, then we know that the side FD is also 3.9 inches. Now we can use Pythagorean theorem to find the length of FG. The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Something you should be familiar with. All right, so we're going to use that. We're going to go to our calculator. We know that side A for us is 3.9 inches. Our side B, so the legs of our triangle, are both 3.9. And then get rid of that equals c squared. So we have 30.42. So that's the squared version. So we're going to need to do a square root of 30.42. And we get that that is 5.515. Rounding to the nearest tenth, that's 5.5. Submit and explain. We used our knowledge of 45, 45, 90 triangles. We figure out that this side FD is also 3.9 inches. Then we used Pythagorean theorem